Hi, guys, and welcome to the Kai's Corner podcast. I am your host, Kai Bologna, and it is so wonderful to have you here tonight. At the time of filming this, it's literally like 7 p.m. So if I'm being a little bit quieter, that's why I'm trying to be respectful or whatever. Honestly, this is my sign for you guys, and like, I don't know how you guys have felt, but for my entire life, I've had this like problem where like I chronically am not home, and I want you guys to know that like not leaving your house is not a bad thing. And I don't mean that as, okay, we should all stay inside and we should lock ourselves inside and we should never go outside again. That is not at all what I mean. I'm almost chronically on the other side of that, where I do this thing where if I'm not working, I'm always going somewhere. I'm going to the mall, or like I'm going to Northampton, or like I'm going to a butterfly exhibit, or I'm going to a museum, and like I'm always going somewhere. I'm always doing something. And like, yeah, it's a really exciting life. And like, it makes me feel so happy in so many ways. But sometimes I really struggle with the opposite effect. I personally live in Massachusetts. So we just had like a massive snowstorm, and it was like not good, and we were trapped in the house for like 2 days. My job was closed, so I was like, I'm bunkering down. I'm not leaving. Plus I had 2 days off on top of that because those were technically my work days, and I was like, I want all 4 days off. So I've kind of been locked in my house for like 4 days. I did go out today. I went to like the grocery store and I just like hung out. But like, this has been a really good reset for me. And like, I definitely think we're in this like program of the internet right now, era, if we would, where like we're all kind of on this like disconnecting reset energy. And like, I, as a person, would like to stop being so dependent and so connected to technology. And I specifically mean like my phone. I think it's just absolutely crazy how much we like carry that little brick with us everywhere, and like how much it truly does for us. And like sometimes I almost think that's a scary thing, with especially how like addicting it kind of is. And like, I want to work on that personally. Like, it's not something I want to be codependent on. Um, and like, so this weekend I've really just been like kind of off my phone, and I've just been like kind of resetting my boundaries and like really focusing in on what I want, and like doing the things that I really like to do. Like, I played guitar this week for the first time ever, for like the first time since I got it. And like, I was just ripping it up, and like, I've just been like kind of hanging out and chilling. I've been cooking a lot and just like really connecting to the part of me that like I really want to be. Here's the thing. I love my phone. I do love my phone. And like, I use it for my day job all the time, and like it gives me access to connect with so many different people. And it's like, I think it is really important part of our society that like we do kind of need. And like, I don't know if it's theoretically 100% capable to like survive and thrive in today's society without a phone. But I think for me, like, my phone was almost this like thing where like anytime I was home, I was just chronically on my phone. And like, I just hated that feeling, because then I would be home and I would just feel so unproductive, and I would just feel like I was getting absolutely nothing done. And like, I don't know about you guys, but like, that is the most debilitating feeling for me. I also, in my own right, struggle with like overproductivity. And I think that all circles back to that like go, go, go mentality. It's like kind of manic. And I have just like really been trying my best. And like, I'm always just really trying my best. And like, I have been circling and searching for balance that's something that's really important to me as we move forward. And like, I'm kind of like, this was definitely like a reset train for me. Like, I was like, okay, I'm done being on my phone so much. I was like, okay, I'm going to get my stuff together. I really want to like start working out and like just moving my body, because like that is just going to make me feel so much better. And I was like, I need to lock in. I need to really focus on like what I'm eating, because like I don't always eat things that make me feel good. And that's not good for me. And it's not helpful. And like nobody likes that. How do you guys feel after you just like eat a bunch of food and like you don't feel good? Have you ever eaten a bunch of food that just doesn't make you feel good? Like, I am just so sick and tired of feeling that way. And like I just like want to eat things that makes me feel good. And like I feel good being at home. And like that's something that's taken so much work for me. I think like in my childhood, I was like always just like, I was always running. Like I'm always trying to get away. And like even into my adult life, that's something I've like very much taken. And I've kind of, if you would say, run with. And like I am working on it. And like I am trying to like really circle in and really hone in on balance. But like I think it was really helpful for me to kind of just be in my house for like 4 days and just like kind of do nothing. Like I edited, I filmed a bunch, but like I didn't really do anything like crazy. I like did all my housework, but like I just felt like I was getting my life together. And like honestly, it makes me feel really good. And it makes me feel so good to know that like I am truly a good person. And there are truly so many like hobbies and habits that I have that are really positive and that do really improve my life. And like, I can't wait to see how I go through it in 2026 and just like in general in life, and like see how much I improve. And I'm just like so grateful for that, because I see so many people around me that just like don't want to improve. They don't want to get better. And honestly, that makes me feel really bad for them. It does take a lot of work. And like, I think it's just so important that we all keep going and we all keep working on getting better. And I know it's hard and it's not easy, but like wanting to change is step one. And then from there, it creates like a snowball. And we just put action. Action is hard. And like, honestly, this has been a really hard. The last couple months have been like kind of hard in their own way. I feel like I'm really getting to this point where life is giving me a lot of like newer challenges and a lot of newer lessons to be learned. And like, I do kind of struggle in my own way. And I think life is really good at kind of tearing me down and making me feel strong, making me feel not so strong and not so wanted all the time. And I think I really struggle with that. And I think it's a really good eye opener. And it's something important for me to think about and me to focus on, because like these things really do hurt and they like do suck. And it's like we are all just focusing and like learning on how to get better in our own way. We're all trying to be better, and like that's important and that's so awesome. And like I'm so grateful to like finally be in a house where like I do feel comfortable and I do feel safe. And like it's still a work in progress in its own right. Like this definitely isn't my forever home, and like that's also a nerve-wracking thing. Sometimes I really struggle with change, and that's just like it's an actual interesting thing I have, and it's something I'm working on. Again, I think balance is just like the most important thing. And like I'm just so grateful to be able to sit down with you guys every week and just like really deep dive on these things, because like for a really long time I struggled being home, and like I finally feel at home, and not just in my house but like in our little corner of the internet. And like, I'm so grateful for that. So I love you all so much, and I will see you all next time. Bye.